Hi everyone, it's Margaret, and I'm doing a Halloween theme tutorial today, but this is definitely much more fashion, couture, runway inspired avant-garde look. But because it's a little bit more of the off the beaten track look, I thought it would be a really good inspiration for those of you who may want to do something a little bit more fashion forward for Halloween. This is a really great look. And you can even do this more toned down and wear it if you're kind of one of those very daring type of women that want to go out to clubs and have a little bit more edgy look. But this is definitely a great look also for just if you want to just do a character of your own. You don't have to be anything specific of a real character, but maybe just kind of have something kind of cool going on. So this is my take on a runway inspired Halloween look, avant-garde makeup. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm going to go more lighter with this because I want this to have a little bit more of a theatrical feel, and I want this to have more of a pale kind of feeling to the canvas of this look. So I'm just going to take, I don't want to go white, but I want to go more pale and matte. And so what I'm doing is I'm sticking with more of the yellow tone, but going a little bit more pale, just to kind of rule out all the pink in the skin and just keep it warm, but at the same time warm and pale at the same time. And I'm using a silicone base, so this really helps with, the nice intensity of the coverage, the smoothness, but also it gives it a nice clean finish to the whole face. And you want to make sure that when you're doing this look, that it is definitely, important to do the right procedures of, making sure that the foundation and the coverage is really flawless. Because it's like painting a picture on a canvas. You want a clean canvas before you start drawing and putting colors on it. So this is like the same concept. Just making sure that you're prepping the canvas by cleaning every demarcation on the face and just really allowing the face to have a real even tone. And that's really important. So make sure you always keep that in mind when you're doing any kind of makeup, but especially when you're doing like avant-garde makeup, you really want every aspect to be clean. The detailings of avant-garde makeup is really, really important because it's all about the design. And so, when you want the design to really fall through, you want to make sure the underneath aspect of what's holding the design looks really good, okay? So that's really important. So now I'm here at the finishing touches of my foundation and just making sure I'm setting it now. And I'm going to use a very soft, translucent pale powder and using my complexion brush and just really setting the makeup with a nice powder. So I'm taking my wedge sponge and I'm just going to even out the lid. And then I'm going to also make sure that the lips are conditioned. You want to make sure everything is prepped and conditioned and ready. So once you start drawing and you start doing your any kind of design, you want everything to look really cool. So what I'm doing here, I first conditioned the lips, and now I'm putting this very pale color lip, just because I want the lips to kind of almost blend into the whole skin, because it's all about the eyes. So if you look at the color that I'm using, it's very skin color pale, and that's really important. But I want it to also still have the shape of the lips, because you want this to have that beauty aspect, because it is still more fashion inspired, okay? So I want the lips to have that pale, almost kind of like just androgynous kind of, I don't want to say cadaver because that's kind of a horrible description, but just almost kind of like a dead pale lip. And I think that's really important. And then I'm going to add a little gloss just to add a little more texture. But it's actually really quite pretty. It's a very nice nude pale, but it has definitely a little bit of a, just a little bit of kick to it. So I'm taking my, it's kind of like a orangey, soft, sherbety color blush, and I'm going to put the blush on first because after I do this, it's all about the eyes, and the eyes are really, it's going to be very intense. So you want to make sure the lips and the cheeks have a softness to it because it's all the intensity is going to go right on the eyes, and you'll see what I'm talking about. My inspiration on this is kind of like an ice princess, kind of like a runway ice princess, and I think it's going to be really kind of goth inspired, but at the same time it has that kind of like frosty, kind of cool aspect to everything else on the face. So I'm putting a highlighting powder right on top of her cheekbones, right on the chin, along the bridge of her nose. And see how I'm just laying that right above the cheekbones and creating that nice, just shimmer to it. So now what I'm doing is I'm just kind of ruling out her brows a little bit. So when I say ruling out, I'm just kind of paling them out, and then I'm putting the highlighting powder over them just to dull them a little bit. And then I'm putting a little bit of that shimmer right on the underneath the brow bone on the inner part. So I'm taking this black, super black pencil, and I'm going to go right in the waterline, and I'm going to draw along the waterline. I'm going to give it a really intense line underneath, and make sure that you give it a really good coverage. And see how I just really went all the way from the beginning to the end. And I'm going to go again on the eyes, but I'm going to go first on the lash line. And then I'm going to carry this all the way on the half moon of the lid, because this is all about a black lid. And you're going to see what happens. It's going to be really cool. So I'm taking this and really giving it a generous coverage along the lash line as well, giving it a little bit of a kick out. And see how I went all the way on the bottom to the top, and I just connected. And now I'm taking my flat brush and I'm going to just smooth it out, and I'm actually pulling the point in, and then I'm going to take my brush and I'm going to just kick it out with that kick that I put with the liner, with the pencil. And I'm just going to create a nice symmetry. So I'm taking my black gel liner, and I'm going to go right with the flat rounded brush, and I'm going to take that and go all on the circumference of the half moon of the lid. And I like using the gel because it gives it a more smoother coverage, and definitely it gives it more depth and payout, but it's also easier to paint on, and it really sets really well on the lid. Some gel liners tend to bleed out, so you want to make sure that you try out different brands and see which one works really well. But make sure before they open their eyes or you open your eyes, you want to try to set it so it doesn't stain out everywhere and go all over the place. So but see how I'm covering the whole lid, and that's really what you want to do, is you want to create a nice kind of full coverage of the lid, smoke it out. So now I'm going to take my flat brush, and it has a little bit of some grooves in it, and I'm just creating some wings. And see how I'm just kind of giving that a little bit of little wings, and then I'm going to take my same little fan brush and I'm going to pull that out like that. And this is what creates that really cool kind of edgy, kind of goth, but like kind of avant-garde feel to it. And this is all about design. I mean, obviously, it's like painting. So you want to make sure that you create nice symmetry, but at the same time, you don't want to go too, you don't want to go too intense. You just want to add a lightness to it. But at the same time, you also want to create a nice structure to the eyes and a balance, because this has to have a beauty element. Otherwise, it's going to look way too clowny or way too, kind of out there. So now I'm taking my white cream shadow, and I'm taking my liner brush, and I'm just going to go and make these little stripe grooves along the brows. And I want this to have a really cool, like, edgy, kind of stripy kind of little liners along the brows. And see how I'm doing that? And that's creating more of that, like, really kind of icicle feeling for my ice princess. And this is really important that you really keep going over it so it creates a nice, texture to it. So here I'm almost done, as you can see. And you see how it's the white has a little bit of shimmer to it too. So if you don't have that, you can actually put some shimmer powder over it, and that really creates a nice texture to it. And this is definitely such a cool look. And I mean, some people may not want to wear this just for Halloween, but I think it's a great look for Halloween if you're wearing all white or all silver. And then you can even like spray the hair, and it's going to be a really cool look. But if you like my techniques and you want to learn how to do some cool looks, definitely go to www.mkcbeautyacademy.com. We have online training, we have in-person training, and we also have portfolio workshops if you want to build your portfolio. So definitely check it out, www.mkcbeautyacademy.com. So here we are on the tail end of this, and I really, really want you guys to have a great Halloween. Try this out. Go check out my playlist for Halloween looks. I have tons of different things. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. If you want some more ideas, please give me some suggestions. And thanks a lot for watching. Stay tuned for more. Thanks. Bye.